Alright, y'all. This is gonna be about rioters who set a church on fire. Also, a van full of explosives were found, and two people have been killed. So, let's get into this. This was in Philadelphia. Now, communities across the country endured another night of rioting on Wednesday, during which countless officers were attacked and injured. As residents in Philadelphia worked to clear debris after riots set a church on fire, city and federal officers were busy intercepting a van loaded with explosives at Logan Circle in Center City. Investigators found the abandoned van parked in the middle of the Ben Franklin Parkway at North 19th Street at approximately 10 p.m. on October 28th, which would be last night. The vehicle was allegedly filled with explosives, including sticks of dynamite, propane tanks, and torches. A witness reported that a man fled from the van prior to officers' arrival. The Philadelphia Police Department Bomb Squad and Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, or ATF, are handling the ongoing investigation into the incident. The owner of the van has not been identified, and no one has been arrested in connection with the vehicle. Now, a couple things. Number one, the people, like I said in the last video, you have your kids out there, okay, and honestly, it don't matter if they're 1-year-old, 11-year-old, 6-year-old, 12-year-old, 15-year-old. Okay, yeah, that's your kid. Like, and you are bringing your kids out there to protest. Now, this man had sticks of dynamite, explosives, propane tanks, and torches. All right, I mean, he could have easily threw it into a crowd, killed hundreds of people just like that, set them on cars, put them in buildings. Like, he could have easily just did that and killed hundreds of people, and one of them could have been your kid. But, yeah, you're out there protesting for Black Lives Matter, as you claim protesting, okay? But you're really not protesting. All you're doing is looting and destroying your city. But, you know, like I said, this man could have easily killed hundreds of people. Now, there are people out there who know people who can get stuff like this, just like that. Now, a lot of these riots are planned. They already have this stuff in place for to cause destruction, okay? Now, to get into the two people dead. Just before 11 p.m., South Philadelphia officers were dispatched to report of a shooting near Whitner Street and Brewerville Street. They arrived to find a 33-year-old man inside a vehicle suffering from gunshot wounds to his shoulders and chest. He was rushed to Jefferson University Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Approximately 1 hour after the shooting, officers were called to the 2900 block of Kingston Avenue for a report of a man who had been stabbed multiple times. The victim, a man in his 30s, had been stabbed in both sides of his abdomen. He was rushed to Temple University Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Police have not made any arrest in connection to either of these incidents. Also, earlier in the day, workers were busy shifting through the wreckage of the Baptist church, which was burned down by rioters on Tuesday night. The church pastor told the Baptist Press. Pastor Philip Fromm said the building is a total loss. I have no idea why they attacked our church. Hammond told the Baptist Press they burned it down from the roof. They threw flammable chemicals on the roof and it burned through the roof. The fire burned down through the inside of the building as firefighters battled blazes. Okay, now this is ridiculous. Okay, the police officers had to put a protective fence around the 4th District Police Headquarters in preparation for more nights of protest. Okay, and this, like, it's not just Washington, it's not just Portland, it's not just Philadelphia, okay? It's all over. People don't even really talk about Washington because it's gonna happen. Okay, it's Washington, D.C. The man died after he crashed his moped. That just means y'all have nothing to protest. Okay? Philadelphia, people are talking about that because it's a little. What's going on there is probably some of the worst riots that we've seen since the riots have actually started this year. I would say it probably is the worst since the riots have started. The only one that was actually maybe worse was the ones in St. Louis, where the two officers were shot that night, and then that one officer was shot earlier that day. The 3 officers shot during protesters there. But Portland, people don't even talk about Portland no more. I mean, it's still going on. Okay, I mean we're at over 100 nights of riots. I mean that's just ridiculous. Over 100 nights, but the police are being told to stand down. So like you want the police to go out there, form a line, and all this, but you want them to stand down. And the minute they defend themselves, it's the problem. Okay. No, I don't know what else to do. I mean, if I was a police officer, okay, I would not be right now. I mean, there are some states that still support law enforcement. I know personally in my city where I live, there are signs that are supporting law enforcement. There's a restaurant that says they support law enforcement. There's it's like a housing cul-de-sac out there on their sign. They say that they support law enforcement. I'm not gonna put the name out there just for safety reasons, but they say they support law enforcement. So there is support out there. Whether there's more support or not, I don't know. There's a lot though. Okay, and that's why Trump is probably going to win the election because of his support for law enforcement and he doesn't want riots in the street. Now again, do I think the election is going to be fair? No. So to be honest, I don't know who's going to win. Okay, obviously I want Trump to win because he'll put a stop to these riots and stuff. But with that being said, we'll see how it all goes, see how it all plays out. Hopefully Trump wins. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. As always, thank you all for watching, and y'all stay safe out there.